Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is LarryWBrooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the state of Texas, but especially here in our great city of Houston, reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Thursday. I want to thank you so much for checking out the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. As always, I want to introduce my co-host sitting in with us, man, Larry.
Yo.
This is episode 159. Woo.
Consistency.
Look, man.
That's what I hear when you say that number. I hear consistency.
No, but see, this is the thing, man. See, for 159 episodes in a row.
That's right.
I've introduced our audience to a highly successful real estate broker.
Yeah.
A multi-time author.
Come on now, roll with it.
Serial entrepreneur and the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you for the first time, how does it feel to be the Texas real estate king, Mr. Larry W. Brooks? What's happening, man?
Hey, you know what? That must be one of your holiday season kind of companies, man.
I've
You
been
got me
saving
with
that
that.
all season, bro.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to throw him a curveball today. How it feel?
Yeah.
To
you
be
know what?
Larry W. Brooks today, bro.
It's a lot of pressure, man.
Oh,
it's
wow.
It's a lot of pressure. So,
don't
you
you
know,
be
the
so
funny,
candid.
it feels good, but it's a lot of pressure, man. Sometimes I just think about that. But today is one of those days where it's going to be a lot more lax because I'm in front of family, as I like to call it. So we're going to roll with it like
now,
that.
you know, every week,
But it's pressure.
Every week I always ask you, man, to share with our audience a little bit about what you go through when you're reaching out to our guests on a weekly basis and asking them to sacrifice a little time out their busy schedule. So if you wouldn't mind, could you just let the audience know what goes on a little bit behind the curtain with Mr. Larry Brooks?
Yeah, man. So, you know, it's funny because with wtoday's guest, I think we're able to reschedule maybe twice because it was hard to catch her. You know, when you're knocking out big business, man, it's hard to slow them down.
I know what it is.
With this one, but I think what gave us the real leverage is the friendship that goes back years, man. And, you know, what I love about it is that all three of us at this table knew each other before we knew we was going to be real estate millionaires, right?
Yeah,
like
crazy.
we knew each other back in our nicer, sexier forms of track and field days of amazingness.
No. See, you can't just say stuff like that, Larry, because see the audience gonna always think about, oh wow, okay, so could you just let them in on as far back? Yeah, as far as your experience goes with our guests, as far as
well, you know, we started this thing when we was like 10. So if y'all hear me say words like 20, that just add 10 years, maybe 30, maybe 25. You know, don't begin us all of these older years.
Right.
But with that being said, man, you know, our guest today ran collegiate track at Lamar University. You and I were at Stephen F. Austin, so we're all in the Southern Conference together. But we shared a lot of track meets together that we went to, shared grapes, sandwiches, you know, things like that. And just knowing, you know, one of the things that we'll be able to do is give shout out to old friends like T. Lloyd and Al went to Jones with me at high school. So I'm just excited.
Oh, you shouting out Jones Falcons today, man? You shouting out Just H. Jones Falcons out here, man?
Hey, we was rollers, baby. We
sharing love.
Scholars, yo.
Got to get that out there.
Hey, look, man, no, and that's really cool because I'm really excited about this week's guest for all
Yes,
those
indeed.
same reasons.
Because we sorry y'all, but we actually had a lot of fun before we brought y'all on, like just reminiscing. So
And if you want to see what we were talking about, just check my IG live out.
there you go. There you go.
You'll be able to see what was going on. But without any further ado, I'd like to introduce this week's guest. She is not only one of the most highly sought after and most successful real estate professionals here in the Houston area, but she is also one of the best real estate entrepreneurs, real estate coaches, and sales consultants that anyone could have the opportunity of networking and meeting. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Miss Verna Koleosho. How you doing?
Hey everyone. Hey everyone. It's like, Rick, I need to bring you along with me to introduce me for anything.
Come on
that
now.
I do. Like, I'm like, who he talking?
Look, I have been practicing your introduction all week, Ms. Verna. I shared that with you before we started recording, but I do appreciate you showing me a little bit of love on camera.
Most definitely. And I appreciate you taking that effort. You know, many a times you talking about running track, did they butcher that last name? And it's
I can
easy
only
enough,
imagine.
you
Oh
know?
my goodness gracious.
Eventually, you know, it just became Verna.
Pass through it. No
and
doubt
pass
about
through
it.
and just pass through.
Now, and see, I want to
So-
make sure, though, because the first thing I want to ask you, because for our audience, there's going to be quite a few members of the Lamar University community that might check us out.
Yeah.
You are representative of Fort Bend Kempner High School, so I'm sure
Shout out
that-
AB.
Hey, hi.
Yeah,
Yes,
Alfred Butler.
Alfred
You know,
Butler.
So I'm
Most
sure you'll have
have.
some classmates that'll check us out. But for those who only know you in a professional capacity, could you introduce your real estate brand, what it is that you founded your real estate brand on, and what separates you from a lot of the competition here in the real estate market?
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, for those people who only know me from that professional standpoint, they know me as Verna of the Real Life Group, right?
Yes.
Real Life HTX Living. And, you know, we talk about names and we're shouting out a couple of names. Real Life to me is very personal because it took a journey of being in real estate prior to when Brooks over here was talking about, right? LB was talking about, to getting out of it, to then realizing and understanding purpose. And to me, that's really what makes the difference, right? Once you understand purpose, you move beyond just being entrepreneurial and you're walking with a lot of intent. And that separates me and my competition. No true competition, but separates me from other realtors and agencies out there is because I'm able to not only have that passion, that purpose behind everything, but authenticity, and I'm able to convey it. So everybody who comes in contact with me feels that love. They feel that drive. They feel the fact that I want the best for them, and I want them beyond just the real estate transaction to do the best in life and be the best that they can possibly be. So I surround myself with those type of people,
Right.
and I make sure that my team conveys that as well.
You brought up an interesting point, and I wanted to ask you about it. You mentioned that you were in real estate, stepped away, and then came back. So, and when you stepped away from real estate, what inequity in either the real estate market or in the real estate sphere did you see or detect that motivated you to get back involved? Because for you to step away and say, okay, I'm going to come back, you saw something that motivated you. You're like, no, I can fill in that gap. I can serve better. I can help out people. What was it that you might have sensed, felt, or saw?
Yeah, great question. So real estate for me is just one of those things that can become an equalizer when it comes to building wealth, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so understanding that wealth is hidden inside of that gem is what motivated me. I stepped away only because I had to, right? So I was always coming back because I knew that if I was going to hit the vision, hit the mission that I had out there and the purpose and the goals that I wanted in life, you know, I'm first generation here.
That's what's up.
Technically,
Wow.
my children are first generation. So I immigrated here with my parents and we wanted to establish something here and leave a legacy. So in order to do that, one of the best ways to tap into is real estate. So I needed to get back in. And I had a different type of understanding of who I am and where I was going. So it was easy to step back in.
See, during your introduction that you so graciously gave me props for, I mentioned that you were a coach as well as a consultant for real estate people and salespeople alike. So could you just talk to our audience a little bit about your passion from an entrepreneurial standpoint and your passion for educating?
Oh, man. See, the thing is, people need to understand business is much like life, right?
That's right.
And life and business has the intent to constantly grow. When you are not growing, be it in your business or in life, then you're just slowly dying or dead, right?
Thanks.
And so when it comes to consulting and coaching, I'm not just coaching and consulting them. I'm coaching and consulting the whole person, right? Understanding their life, understanding their purpose, and how they can actually get there. So it's integral that we know that requires us to consistently and constantly grow.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And even as I think about it, because every time I look over at you, I think to myself, we were in class together getting these real estate classes.
Yeah.
And so just to listen to the growth that we've had and you being able to pour into other people, because that's really the secret of leveling up and really becoming successful in this business and in entrepreneurship is just the ability to pour back into other people some of the things that you've learned to help them skip the process of making a lot of mistakes. So I commend you for that. 100%.
Most definitely.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. We used to cut up in class too.
That's right.
And then one final question, because something that I think our audience would benefit from is getting an idea of what your mindset was when you had to step away from real estate for health reasons, and how if there's anyone in the audience who may have a similar challenge or may be working through that challenge right now, can you go through some of the things that you used to inspire and motivate yourself at that time?
Yeah. So for me, my faith is huge.
Okay.
Yes,
Matter of
indeed.
fact, it runs deep in everything that I do, right? And so having a specific faith-based mindset is key to your success. Knowing that there is something greater out there, and with that greater, there's abundant living with it as well, right? And so going through the health challenges and whatnot and wanting to come back, my mindset was just this: I can't quit.
Absolutely.
I have to stay on this path. It doesn't matter how crooked it might be, because people often think life is just this straight path and it's just beautiful with roses and it's smelling so great.
Right.
And they don't understand that for you to be perfected, you kind of got to go through the fire.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And there's some people who have some hardness. I used to teach science, right? And there's some people who are very hard, so hard-headed, and so the fire really needs to turn up the heat for them, because they don't learn that easily. They're not malleable, because that's what fire does, right? When you put a metal in there, it's to help to make it softer so it can be bent into perfection. And so a lot of times we think life is just going to be something pretty. We don't ever want to go through the struggles, and when we go through the struggles, then we feel like, oh, we're at the bottom and there's no way to get up. And I just don't believe in all that. I don't subscribe to all that. I believe that there is something great for me to attain, and I haven't attained it yet. So I'm gonna just keep trucking until I get it.
No, that's right.
Right?
No, your message is so inspirational that I know there's going to be so many members of our audience that are able to digest and be edified from that type of wisdom and experience that you're sharing. And I thank you so much for being so transparent.
Yeah, for sure.
I know a lot of times it can be tough to be that open and honest when there's a red light blinking in front of you. So I thank you so much for that. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsor, but when we come back, Ms. Verna, I want to talk to you a little bit, and if you wouldn't mind, share with our audience about your life before you met Mr. Brooks in real estate licensing class. Because I'm sure that myself and he and our audience would all be curious to know about the life before real estate as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, for sure. I'm open. Let's
Absolutely.
do it.
Thank you so much. Everyone, I want to thank you for checking out the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, you can reach out to me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. You can also follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Network. If you are a subscriber to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube, I want to thank you so much. If you are not, check us out on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and that will really help us out a lot, and that will give us an opportunity to get our message out to as much of the public as possible. I want to thank my co-host, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, man, for doing an outstanding job of being able to negotiate and get us in with this week's guest. So thank him so much.
All this life and energy she bringing in the building.
Hey, man, you know what it is,
making it hot up in here.
As always, man. I want to introduce this week's guest, man. She is a real estate entrepreneur, highly successful realtor, real estate coach, and consultant. I want to thank her for sitting in with us this week, Miss Verna Koleosho. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Absolutely, Rick. Absolutely.
Now, we had a ball and a half with you for the first 13 minutes of this interview, man. So at the risk, and I mean risk, of bringing the energy down, I do have to absolutely ask you this question because you've been so candid. Larry's been so transparent, and you guys' relationship goes back to real estate licensing class over 15 years ago.
Oh, no. That was like 20.
Yeah. Oh, for real?
Yeah.
20
wow.
years ago.
And so,
a full
don't
adult.
Wow on it like that, though.
Right, like
You know
a
what I
full
mean?
adult.
I tried to give y'all 5. Y'all the one
He
took it back.
was. You told them start with 10.
I know, right? You right.
Running that mouth, huh?
With
You
that
see
being
how-
said, you know, we've been decades in this business, bro.
Yeah,
Decades.
y'all been
Yeah.
getting it going for a while, man. So
Most
I want to ask this question mainly for Mr. Brooks and myself, but also for the audience.
Yeah.
What did you do, Verna, before real estate licensing, and before deciding to become a career professional realtor?
Yeah, so I was an educator, right? Y'all did know me, in college, and I did not go to school to become an educator, but it was something that I knew that I could do with like my eyes closed, right? Yeah. So much like we were talking about before, we got on camera, I was on a scholarship as well, and now it was time to go get my master's, and I did. Like the scholarship only goes for a year,
Right.
You know what I mean? So
They say that's only in the small print. They only put that in the small
only
print.
in small, very small, right? We didn't read that fine print, right? And so here I am, I psych major. I started off biology and things of that sort. And like you, I was like, I don't want to lose my hours, right? But ended up in psychology, which is something I did love and wanted to go ahead and get my master's and get into clinical psychology. But it required me to go back to school, and I had no money.
Yes, it usually is.
And apparently you need money to go get that.
Right.
So I said, what can I do that I don't really have to go back and get further education, at least not too much, and I can already succeed in it? And it was education. So I went and went to a career fair. My auntie helped me a little bit, got in there and just started teaching it and loved it. Yeah, man, it was middle school. The kids were bigger than me. They thought I was an 8th grader, but at the same time it was just exciting to see. I'm big on growth, and their eyes were just ready to grow, right? So I taught science there. I told you about that whole Koleosho thing, because they're like, can we just call you Miss K? I said, no. Can we just call you Miss? We ain't first friends. We're not friends. So so had to teach them all that, and just kind of loved it. Got into real estate, or before even getting into real estate, didn't even know that career existed.
Right.
No, right? I didn't either.
I did not know, right? I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, so they preach only like 3 careers: doctor, lawyer.
They preach.
Wait, not to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. Not to interrupt you. Do you see how she pronounced the city in Nigeria that she came from?
Yeah.
That is not how most people say it, and that's not
Lagos?
Right. What they say, Lagos?
Lagos.
Okay, what is the correct way? Please game me up, please.
So it's both.
Oh, wow.
So it's both. So what people don't know is Lagos is actually what is it? By Spain.
Portugal.
Portugal,
Right.
Portuguese, because people
Oh, good job,
kind
Rick.
of just
See, now
settle
you see why
down
I watch
there.
soccer, Larry.
So it's a Portuguese name. So it's
Oh,
so
wow.
it could be Lagos. However, it was British ruled. So there you go, the long A, Lagos.
Now, see, there you go,
So
artist.
most
You come here for
people-
real estate game and you get geographic game, world
Right,
history, and the
right.
whole
They don't
nine.
know what they working with right here.
Come on now.
So, but most Africans or most Nigerians will say Lagos.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
so it's Lagos.
I know you slid that in so slick. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I got to add that to my tool belt of things
There
that
you
I
go.
know.
Yeah.
That way you can say, I at least know one Nigerian. No, I'm just
No,
playing.
There's no, it's funny because Larry attests to this. You'll be surprised how many successful real estate agents, brokers, entrepreneurs, and investors all have a professional educating background. Larry, how many professional educators have we interviewed?
Yeah,
and we
actually-
asked them that question, and it's
Facts.
similar to what Ms. Verna's speaking of.
Yeah, the thing is the beauty of it is those are usually having that type of background gives you more patience, it gives you more understanding, and it shows you, because in real estate, not only dealing with clients but dealing with other realtors, you got to be able to nurture people, because sometimes you come in contact with realtors that are not really experts at what they do.
Yeah.
And so you got to nurture them through your process as well as your clients. So being able to have a educational background, man, that's a kind of compassion
powerful.
that you have. Yeah.
Right. I mean, and most educators lead with education, right?
right.
And like you're saying, there's a lot of realtors out there who do not know what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? But here they are, they're assisting somebody move about $300,000 to $400,000 in 1 month.
That's right.
So you have to go do your research. You have to understand that you have this fiduciary responsibility to give them the best that they possibly can.
Right.
So to me, an educator is it's like a natural transition to get into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You got to the point where you're like, well, this money ain't really going to take me nowhere.
Right.
So
travel
what
like I
can
need
I
to
do?
with people.
Right. Like how can we get this rolling? And so then you get into real estate, and a lot of those educators do very well because they put in the time and the effort and the work to understand this game.
Yeah.
And then take this game and multiply it.
That's right.
you
Come
know?
on, man.
So I'm loving it. Yeah. So I was an educator for 13 or so years. But in the meantime, I did get my real estate license because y'all trying to really add up them years, and y'all probably gonna be like, this chick here is 60.
Don't be adding up the years, y'all.
Don't add them up. Like,
Don't do
we talking
math
about
now.
schooling.
Don't start
do
doing the
right.
math
Don't start
now.
doing math.
Don't
Just
start
let's
doing
understand the
math.
science.
Absolutely.
Right? Let's just stick
Absolutely.
there. Let's just stick there. But no, got into to real estate part time, but only because I knew about real estate investing. Right. My mom had tried to do some investing, or she did some investing in the past, and we used to love going to homes and doing things of that sort, but just didn't understand about the career.
Yeah.
And so when I tried to go become a real estate investor, I went to your Zig Ziglars. I went to all these
yep.
conferences and had rallied up a couple of teacher friends with me. And, I'm the youngest at the time, right? And was like, all right, we got a real estate group. Let's go buy our first property. And there's like, no.
That ain't quite how it worked.
Yeah. I was like, but wait. Why not? And I said, should I be afraid of something? Like, what is, because, fear is kind of hard for me, right? I'm like, what is it that we are afraid of? And so I was like, fine, bump all y'all. I'm going to go buy my own property first. Yeah. And so went into doing that and got my stuff together, and here they go. They denied me. I was like,
No, and see, so and this is so enlightening for us, because I have to ask you this question with you and your parents immigrating to America from Nigeria. Is there any members of your family here domestically or abroad that were business owners, entrepreneurs that set the example for what it is that you wanted to be from a business owner standpoint?
Yeah, for sure. I credit my mom and I credit my father. My mom coming here as a nurse. I think just anybody who comes into a new country is entrepreneurial in nature, right?
Yeah.
Just because the grit that they had to have to start life in a different culture is huge. Yeah. But not only that, my mom, from being a nurse, and my dad and doing his stuff in, I guess, the Silicon Valley and different stuff with computers, started home health care. agency.
You say your father did? Your father did?
My mom and dad.
Oh, okay. That's
a
what's
home
up.
health care agency right here, not too far around the corner from here, though.
Yeah.
And so they owned that for quite some time. But they would always instill in us how to basically own your own, right? Even though you may work for somebody, but you create your own path.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my brothers. I think every single one of my brothers has some form of a business as well.
Okay.
Be it starting off with music, it's going
He did. Well, like he almost opened up with a freestyle. When we was mic checking, y'all, she almost had a freestyle going. We was mic checking. I'm just saying.
Right. Even down to right now, just different things that they have, trucking and this. So every single one of us are entrepreneurial in nature and looking to do great things. Right now, our whole thing and our word is just that limitless.
Limitless. I love it. Yeah.
Limitless.
I want to thank you so much because it's been not only refreshing to reconnect.
Yeah.
It's good to see a friendly face from back in Larry and I's better days, but of course your prime is now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Listen. Hold on. It's my prime now too, homeboy. Wait a minute.
Don't try to take my shine.
I'm just saying. Let me get a little bit of that shine too.
You have that shine every week on Thursday.
There it is.
This my shine time.
So I definitely want to thank you. So please share with our audience your contact info, how they can follow you on social media and schedule consultations or coaching.
Very simple. Just find me Real Life HTX Living.
Yeah.
Either .com on IG or Facebook. All of those things will lead you to the same place.
Yeah.
And that's living a real life.
That's what's up.
All right.
Absolutely, man. We at the point of the show, and I'm really excited about this point because, we in December.
December. Holiday season.
And that's when everything really turns up at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm and here at the Prime Real Estate Network. So, Mr. Brooks, could you please share with our audience what we got going on at Brooks and Davis and in the world of the Texas real estate game?
Yeah. So this is, like you said, you're going into the holiday season. Tonight we'll have, for new agents, just getting their licenses, our Mr. Davis will be doing a coaching session, just kind of giving some updates, some insight. That's about 5:30. So it'll be at the Brooks and Davis corporate location. So that'll be the one off near 288 and 610. Feel free to text me if you have any questions, 281-924-4954. But also this weekend, I'll be doing a Pure Hustle. I'll be doing a pop-up shop for couples in real estate. So there's a couples in real estate event taking place. And so if you're looking to be an investor, looking to get your real estate license, or just want to be informed on different ways that you can move here in the Texas market as well as the Ohio market when it comes to real estate, there'll be people speaking about that. So please feel free to pull up. Follow me on my IG page. I'll post about it so you have the address and stuff like that.
Hey, man, appreciate you, doubt, man. Before we sign off this week, I would like to humbly dedicate this week's episode of the Prime Real Estate Network to the beloved memory of Mr. Vernon Richardson Jr. He was a loved son, father, brother, cousin, and friend to many people all over the world. So I would like to, on behalf of myself, Mr. Brooks, and the rest of the Prime Real Estate Network staff, extend our prayers and blessings to the Richardson and Carr families on the East Coast in Maryland, North Carolina, and Virginia. And until next week, anyone who needs anything on the meantime and between time, please feel free to reach out to Mr. Brooks and myself. And until next Thursday around this same time, everyone, be safe and be blessed.